Animal Farm by George Orwell. The spark of rebellion. The chapter unfolds on a serene evening at Manor Farm, with the gentle hum of crickets and the sweet scent of hay marking the end of the day. As twilight blankets the farm, the animals convene in the dimly lit barn, their whispers blending with the rustling of straw. They are here to listen to old Major, the venerable boar who once led the charge in the fields, his wisdom earned through years of toil under the yoke of humans. Old Major, standing resolute, his once mighty frame now stooped with age, begins, "Comrades, we are shackled by invisible chains. I envision a future where the tyranny of Mr. Jones is but a distant memory." Nods and murmurs of accord spread among the listeners. Clover, the nurturing mare, leans toward Boxer, the farm's mightiest equine. And murmurs, "Could old Major's words lead us to a new dawn?" Boxer, whose strength is the backbone of the farm, replies with conviction, "Old Major's wisdom lights our path. Our toil surpasses that of any human, yet we gain nothing but our daily bread." Old Major's voice swells with fervor. "Our labor lines the pockets of humans while we are granted mere scraps to fend off hunger, and a grim fate when we falter." The air grows thick with revolutionary zeal as Old Major expounds on animalism, the creed of equality and shared prosperity. "Our true adversaries are the humans, the only beings who consume without contributing. Our rallying cry shall be, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad." A chorus of approval rises. The sheep bleat, the cows low, and even the typically aloof cat's ears perk up at the prospect of revolt. Snowball, the spirited pig, springs forth, his voice ablaze. "Old Major speaks the truth. We must forge a plan, unite, and when the hour comes, claim our liberty." Napoleon, the imposing pig, grunts his assent. "Indeed, but caution is our ally. We shall cultivate discipline and stealth. We prepare, and at the opportune moment we strike." As the assembly reaches its zenith, the animal's fervor is abruptly quelled by the crack of Mr. Jones's shotgun. "Blasted beasts, always scheming," he slurs, oblivious to the insurrection his neglect has nurtured. The animals disperse, but the embers of rebellion remain, igniting dreams of emancipation that flicker through their minds as they drift into slumber. The dawn of Animal Farm. The sun rose on a new era at Manor Farm. With Mr. Jones overthrown, the farm was now under new management. The animals themselves. "Comrades," Snowball called out from atop a hay bale. "Today marks the beginning of our new life, where freedom and equality reign." Cheers erupted as the animals embraced their newfound autonomy. Napoleon, standing by Snowball, nodded, his demeanor calm yet authoritative. Snowball announced, "This place shall henceforth be known as Animal Farm, and under the banner of animalism, we will thrive." The pigs had crafted a flag for the farm, a green field with a white hoof and horn, representing their solidarity and ideals. Boxer, the stalwart cart horse, stepped forward. "I will work harder for our collective benefit," he pledged. Snowball set about organizing committees for various tasks, while Molly, the mare, seemed indifferent, preoccupied with her own luxuries. In the background, Napoleon was quietly making plans, having taken a litter of puppies under his wing for special tutelage. Together, the animals toiled to harvest the crops, their efforts fueled by a sense of communal joy. Each contributed according to their ability, from the tiniest hen to the mightiest horse. Yet, despite the harmonious start, tensions simmered beneath. Snowball's grand visions for the farm's future contrasted with Napoleon's pragmatic focus on immediate needs. The animals, witnessing the divergence in leadership, felt a rift forming. They were learning that true labor lay not just in physical toil, but in navigating the complexities of their new society. Visions diverge. The sun was just peeking over the horizon, casting a warm glow over Animal Farm. The animals gathered in the big barn, their breaths visible in the cool morning air. Snowball stood at the front, ready to present his plans for the windmill on the floor. "Comrades!" Snowball exclaimed, his voice echoing with excitement. "This windmill will revolutionize our work. It will generate electricity, reduce our labor, and improve our lives." In the shadows, Napoleon watched, his eyes glinting with an unspoken plan. Unbeknownst to the others, he had been secretly training a group of fierce dogs, preparing them for a moment just like this. The animals, having already debated the windmill, watched Snowball with a mix of hope and concern. Among them, whispers of doubt began to spread, hinting at a brewing storm between Snowball and Napoleon. "Electricity is all well and good," Napoleon grunted, stepping forward. "But our bellies cannot be filled with promises of the future. We need food, and we need it now." Snowball, undeterred, continued to plead his case. "Think of the future, comrades. The windmill is our path to a better life." The tension was palpable until Napoleon gave a sharp whistle. The barn doors burst open and 9 enormous dogs bounded in, barking ferociously. The animals recoiled in fear as the dogs, Napoleon's secret enforcers, circled Snowball, growling menacingly. "This is madness, Napoleon!" Snowball shouted, but it was too late. The dogs lunged, chasing Snowball out of the barn and off the farm. The animals were left in stunned silence. Boxer, the strong cart horse, broke the quiet. "I do not understand. Why did Napoleon do this?" Napoleon, now standing unopposed, declared, "Snowball's ambitions threaten the stability of our farm. I shall lead you now for the good of all." The pigs quickly fell in line behind Napoleon, while the other animals huddled together, uncertain of what this meant for their future. The windmill plans lay trampled in the dirt, a symbol of broken dreams and the beginning of Napoleon's reign. The chapter of unity had closed, and the era of division had begun. The coup. The morning sun rose over Animal Farm, casting a warm glow on the barn. The air buzzed with anticipation. "Comrades!" Snowball exclaimed. "Imagine electricity to light our stalls and power machines that will ease our labor." Napoleon watched, his eyes narrow and calculating. "Building a windmill is a wild dream. We need to focus on our food production, not chase fantasies," he barked. Snowball faced Napoleon, determination etched in his features. "We can't cling to old ways if we want to progress." The debate grew heated, voices rising in a cacophony of opinions. Then Napoleon stepped forward, signaling his dogs. They burst forth, growling and snapping. Snowball turned and fled, the dogs at his heels. Boxer, a strong horse, pawed the ground anxiously. "What's happening?" he asked Clover, the gentle mare beside him. Clover shook her head. "I don't know, Boxer, but this doesn't feel right." Wheeler, ever the smooth talker, stepped forward. "Comrades, Napoleon has only our best interests at heart." The animals listened, but doubt gnawed at them. The farm had changed, and not for the better. The pigs took their places beside Napoleon, their expressions smug. In the days that followed, life on Animal Farm grew harsher. Whispers of dissent were silenced, and the hope that once united them flickered and died. Animal Farm was no longer a place of shared dreams and equality. It was now Napoleon's domain, and the animals were his subjects. The grip of propaganda. The farm was alive with an unusual buzz of activity. Animals of all sizes gathered as Squealer ascended a crate beneath the barn window. With Snowball gone, these assemblies had become routine. "Comrades!" Squealer exclaimed. "I bring news from Napoleon. Despite recent events, he has a plan." The crowd murmured. The windmill's fall had touched everyone, yet they dared not doubt Napoleon, especially with the dog's menacing presence. A small hen spoke up, "But wasn't the windmill Napoleon's project too?" With a hollow laugh, Squealer replied, "The windmill was tainted by Snowball's treachery. Only Napoleon can lead us to triumph." Confusion lingered among the animals. The narrative shifting subtly. Squealer spoke of a thriving, powerful farm under Napoleon's rule. Benjamin, the wise donkey, observed silently, his quietude speaking louder than words. Boxer, the stalwart horse, toiled with unwavering devotion, repeating, "I will work harder." Molly, the mare, paced restlessly at the edge, yearning for days past. The new regime did not suit her desires for a life of ease. As the assembly ended, the animals returned to their tasks, weighed down by Squealer's pronouncements. Their existence continued: work, rest, survival. Yet, the once bright flame of rebellion had dimmed, replaced by a deceptive promise of liberty that bound them tighter in falsehoods. Thus, the stranglehold of propaganda tightened its hold on Animal Farm, erasing the truth to a mere whisper. The animals, once bonded by hope, now followed a different rhythm, a cadence resonating with the echoes of their own disillusionment. The betrayal of Boxer. The sun was just peeking over the horizon, casting a soft glow on Animal Farm, when Boxer the horse began his day. With his usual determination, he set out to work, his massive hooves making deep impressions in the dewy earth. But today was different. Today, Boxer's strength would fail him. As the day wore on, Boxer worked tirelessly, pulling heavy loads of stone for the windmill. The other animals admired his dedication, but they also noticed his pace slowing, his breaths becoming labored. "Boxer, you mustn't overwork yourself," Clover, the gentle mare, warned him. "You're not as young as you used to be." Boxer shook his massive head. "It's for the farm, for all of us," he replied, dismissing his own well-being for the greater good. But as the afternoon sun reached its zenith, Boxer stumbled. The stone he was hauling crashed to the ground and he fell heavily beside it. The animals gasped, rushing to his side. "Boxer!" they cried. "Can you stand?" Boxer tried to rise, but his legs wouldn't hold him. "I think I need help," he admitted, a rare confession from the proud workhorse. "Don't worry, Boxer," Napoleon said, approaching with Squealer at his side. "We'll send for the vet right away. You'll be back on your feet in no time." The animals were relieved. Napoleon had always taken care of them. Surely he would do the same for Boxer. Several weeks passed and the farm was abuzz with concern for Boxer's recovery. Then one morning a van arrived to take Boxer to the vet. The side of the van read, "Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler, Willingdon, dealer in hides and bone meal. Kennels supplied." The animals, unable to read, were unaware of the van's true purpose, except for Benjamin, the donkey, who kept to himself. As Boxer was loaded into the van, Benjamin suddenly brayed, "That's not a vet's van. It's the knacker's." His voice, usually so reticent, now carried an urgent warning. Panic spread among the animals. "No, it can't be," they shouted, running after the van. Clover galloped as fast as her legs could carry her, but the van was too fast. "Boxer!" she called desperately. The van carried him away, and with him, the last hope of Animal Farm's innocence. The betrayal of Boxer was a blow from which the farm would never recover. It was the moment the animals realized that their leaders, the pigs, were no different from the humans they had overthrown. As the van disappeared into the distance, the animals gathered, their murmurs growing into a collective lamentation for their beloved comrade and their shattered dream of equality. Benjamin stood apart, his silence speaking volumes of the cruel reality that had befallen them. The fall of ideals. The sun was setting on Animal Farm, casting long shadows across the yard where the animals gathered. The air was thick with tension, a stark contrast to the hopeful days following their rebellion. Clover, the gentle mare, approached Benjamin, the cynical donkey, her brow furrowed with worry. "Benjamin, have you seen what's happening? Napoleon's been changing the rules ever since Snowball left. We're not all equal anymore," she said, her voice a mix of confusion and concern. Benjamin snorted, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "It's been happening slowly, Clover. The pigs have become the new elite, hoarding resources and privileges while the rest of us toil." Just then, Squealer, the farm's silver-tongued spokesperson, hopped onto a crate, his voice cutting through the murmurs of the crowd. "Comrades, our leader, Napoleon, has decided to trade to ensure our prosperity." A murmur rippled through the animals, and Muriel, the wise old goat, spoke up. "But what of the commandment against trading?" Squealer's smile didn't waver. "Ah, but you see, the commandment has always allowed trade for the right cause. Napoleon is ensuring our survival." The animals exchanged uneasy glances, but the presence of Napoleon's fierce dogs quelled any dissent. The betrayal of the animals' trust in their leaders was palpable. The pigs had not only adopted human vices, but had become indistinguishable from the tyrants they had overthrown. Animal Farm was no longer a place of equality and freedom. It had become a mirror of the very oppression they had sought to escape. The revelation. The farmhouse was alive with an unusual excitement. Inside, Napoleon, the self-appointed leader of Animal Farm, and Mr. Pilkington, the neighboring human farmer, celebrated together. Their toast to the prosperity of Animal Farm marked a moment of triumph. As the evening progressed, a silent tension developed between Napoleon and Mr. Pilkington, culminating in a heated moment over a card game. The commotion that followed was a testament to the indistinguishable nature of their anger. Clover, the old mare, and Benjamin, the donkey, observed the transformation of the pigs into the image of the humans they once opposed. This realization cemented the truth of the pigs' betrayal, signaling the end of the dream that was Animal Farm.